What's good, YouTube? Gunner here, and welcome to the channel. So before we get started, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so that way you know when I drop a new video. Alright, so as you can see on screen, we're going to be going through the recent Yu-Gi-Oh! Ban list that's going to be taking into effect in the new year. But before that, hopefully that you guys are going to be having a great holiday. I hope you guys get whatever you're looking for. I hope that you guys make your families happy and your families can make yourself happy as well. But yeah, please let me know in the comment section down below what I could do better in this video. So let's kind of get through that. Also, make sure you guys hit the like, subscribe, and make sure you guys comment in the comment section down below. All my social medias are down below on screen, as you can see. Alright, so let's get into the video. Alright, so as you can see, the first thing that was banned was Agito. Agito was a very, very powerful card along with Kelbeck. These two cards really made the tier limit strategy much more annoying for everyone else that wasn't playing a mirror match. And especially if your deck doesn't like its cards being milled. It can really ruin your strategy. So being able to finally put our minds at ease when we decide to sit down and we find out we're playing a tier player, we're not going to have to worry about Agito or Kelbeck any longer, at least for the beginning of the next year. So thank you so much, Konami, for doing that. Thank you. As you can see, the next banned card is Mathmech Circular. Personally, I don't really know why it got banned. I think it's, for one, a super strong card, but now it pretty much kills the whole Mathmech deck. There are people that I know that say a deck shouldn't revolve around one card. Although I agree, sometimes cards like this kind of need to stay around to help out the strategy, even on a rogue level. But realistically, I can understand why it got banned. Hey, it is what it is, right? Next card, and possibly one of the strongest cards in the game, is Isolde. Really powerful card. Helped out the Infernoble strategy to Oblivion. This card has helped the strategy hit tier 1. Going first, this deck is almost unbeatable. It can play through anything. It just keeps going. The deck is pretty much a powerhouse. Almost a tier 0 going first with no interruptions from the opponent. You can build an insane board where your opponent probably is not going to be able to play the game. But I also know that the card helped out an Exodia strategy where we actually saw live on stream Jeff Leonard pretty much Exodiaing his opponent twice, and this was a big factor in that. And then also, I know Isolde was also used within the Rescue Ace strategy. We'll get to that a little bit later, but the card was absolutely insane and probably should have been hit years ago. But finally getting the hit now. Probably they're going to be releasing probably some kind of cracked equip card. Some people say that it got banned in order to allow Snatch Steal to come back into the format. Who knows? But it is what it is. Let's move on to the limited section. Here we have Orcust Harp Horror to 1. I know a lot of Orcust players are going to be really happy about this. When I decided to kind of get back into the game, I was more so casual and kind of just watching Yu-Gi-Oh! Here and there. I knew that they had a bunch of different Orcust archetypes, or Orcust was splashed into different archetypes like Cyber Dragon Orcust. I know that there was a Sky Striker Orcust, Thunder Dragon Orcust. So it ends up being a really powerful engine that helped utilize other decks to kind of push forward. I'm sorry that I'm not super knowledgeable on Orcust, so I hope you guys can let me know in the comment section down below, kind of what it was looking like back in, I believe, 2018, 2019, back when Orcust was a huge, I guess, hindrance through the meta. I know a lot of people really didn't enjoy it, but also a lot of people also enjoyed playing Orcust. So that's really cool. I'm glad it came back. I played a little bit of Orcust in Duel Links, but obviously that's super low power tiered. But yeah, anyway, we can move on. The next one is the Redox. The Redox is another Dragon Ruler card. Again, I don't really have any experience with any of these cards. I believe this was back in 2013. But I think overall, I think all the Dragon Rulers are pretty much all going to get put back on every ban list. We got Tidal, we got the Fire one that actually just got released in a common form in the recent Fire King structure deck. So I think that's really cool. From what I pretty much just get my, I guess, knowledge from what every other YouTuber says, and they say that these Dragon Rulers are pretty much past their prime, and there's no need for them to be banned anymore. So I can assume that pretty much with all of them. The next one is Rescue Ace Airlifter. Rescue Ace strategy obviously is a tier 1 deck right now, arguably the best deck in the game. But maybe when the ban list finally hits in the next year, I'm hearing talks about Labyrinth being the best deck just because it hasn't been touched. So totally makes sense. None of the Labyrinth cards got hit. Also, none of the normal traps got hit either, which is definitely going to be kind of irritating when you're playing against Labyrinth players. Back to the Airlifter. Basically, Airlifter on someone will get you any Rescue Ace spell. So it gave you access to their quick play emergency, but also it pretty much allowed the Rescue Ace player to also be able to find the Rescue Ace HQ. HQ basically does for the Rescue Ace is give it a grind game. It's able to recur the resources from the Banished Zone and the Graveyard back into the deck. I'm pretty sure that's how that works. I haven't read the card in a while, but it's a really, really powerful card. Now, the Rescue Ace players may be putting in two HQs to kind of fulfill that role, but who knows? Maybe not. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure what they're gonna do, but I'm definitely glad that Rescue Ace kind of got touched a little bit here. Yeah, on to the next limited card. It's gonna be Unchained Soul of Shavara. Personally, I'm a huge fan of Unchained. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to actually play the deck in real life, but I'm a super huge fan. I found out about the deck years ago. I always loved the archetype. I always thought it was a really, really cool strategy. And I was really happy when they ended up getting some of their really, really strong, powerful cards and able to finally find success within the meta. I know a lot of people, there are some people that cry about this deck, some people that don't. I'm one who doesn't cry about this deck. For me personally, I think the deck is perfectly fine. Maybe putting Shavara at 2 maybe would have been a better hit. Maybe for the Unchained players, I'm not sure, but there are talks that Unchained potentially may be dead within the coming year because of how important Shavara is to the strategy. So yeah, I'm not 100% sure kind of where they could have stopped this. They could have just took out the DDD card, banned it. You know, it would hurt DDD strategy, but realistically, no one plays triple Ds. Yeah, I'm kind of sad to see the Unchained Soul of Shavara being limited to just only one copy, which is unfortunate. But you know, hey, it is what it is. Then we're going to move on to the Sun Avalon Dryas and also the Sunvine Healer. Both these cards are really, really important cards to the Rika Sun Avalon deck. I don't know how how much further they're going to be able to maybe go through their combos. I know they typically would go through a Dryas multiple times in a turn, so I'm curious to see kind of how that deck is going to be able to bounce back. I think they'll be okay. They still have the Aromage Jasmine, which Aromage are going to be getting some support, so I kind of have a feeling when I was conversing with my brother, he let me know that they probably are going to pretty much let it ride free to be able to sell the new cards of the Aromage strategy. That's potentially why it wasn't hit. But anyway, these two cards got hit. Good luck to the Sun Avalon Rika players in the TCG over here in America, but also in the UK. I know it's really, really big over there. But yeah, the next card is the the World Chalice Justiciar. I wasn't around for this card. I do remember knowing about this card's being banned. I know it was a really prevalent strategy, I think at the time, with Sword Soul, but I could be wrong about that. I do know it was a really, really powerful card. It basically gets you access to stronger synchro monsters. So I don't know how good this is going to be within 2024, but only time's going to tell. I know a lot of people had a lot of hype with the last synchro monster that got released. It was hyped, and then turns out nobody ended up playing it anyway. So I don't know if this is going to be the same case, but I guess we'll see. All right, so the next card is going to be Snatch Steal, being put to 1. I know a lot of people are freaking out about it. I'm not 100% sure how good it's actually going to be. We have a lot of already good Go Second cards. We have a Change of Heart. We have Mind Control that's actually going to be talked about later on. Apparently, this card can be utilized within the Makanko engine. So who knows if it'll see any kind of play in 2024, but we'll have to kind of wait and see. And then the last 3 cards are Floodgates in Goes in Match, Rivalry of the Warlords, and There Can Be Only One. Finally, I'm actually really excited that these cards are all put to 1. I think it's absolutely amazing. You don't have to sit there and deal with Floodgate decks as much anymore. They're only going to be able to play a certain amount for whatever strategy that they're using. And at that point, they're probably not even going to play it because, again, they're only at 1 copy. Typically, these cards are not searchable. So potentially, hopefully, we don't have to really see these cards really ever again much within the Yu-Gi-Oh! Scene. Okay, so let's move on to the semi-limited cards. Here in the semi-limited section, we have Dino Wrestler Pankratops. This card's absolutely insane. I actually personally really like this card. It's definitely going to see my side deck. And honestly, I hope that it sees other people's side decks, just solely based off the fact that it is a really powerful card. This card tends to be compared to with Fenrir. I think both of them have their strengths and their weaknesses. This card, under a skill drain, will still be able to activate, pitches itself for cost, or tribute itself for a cost, and be able to pop the skill drain because it resolves off of the field. So this is really awesome. It gives you the ability to be able to go into the battle phase and potentially swing over an opponent's SP Little Knight, and then be able to tribute itself and be able to destroy another card. So it's really cool. I'm actually really excited for it to be semi-limited coming the next year. Next card is going to be Speedroid Terratop. I don't know too much about the Speedroid archetype. I play a little bit of it in Master Duel. It is a really good card. So I'm really excited for people that play the Speedroid deck. I know some people are mixing in Speedroids with Kashtira. Shout out Winter Kills. That dude's awesome. But yeah, basically it's going to be really cool for them. I'm glad that they're able to add more copies of a really good card for their archetype and be able to continue their rogue journey throughout the crazy meta that we typically are in. And the last card of the semi-limited list is going to be Sleepy Memory. This is personally, I'm cool with it. This is going to be able to have your opponent have less consistency when it comes to having to draw multiple cards throughout the game, right? You're not going to be able to have to deal with your opponent drawing 6 cards in a single turn, which is awesome, or even 3, whatever the case may be. This is really, really good. I'm glad this is cool. Yeah. Sorry, Pearly players. It is what it is. All right, so the next card on the unlimited list now is going to be Infernity Archfiend. I do know this is a really good card for the Infernity strategy. Now that it is at 3 copies, that's awesome for you guys. For any enthusiasts, I hope you guys have fun with this card, and I hope you guys can figure out ways to maybe even top locals or maybe even regionals. That'd be awesome. So I'm really cool with this. You know, it is what it is. Next is going to be Casper Unicorn. Now that Rise Heart has been gone for a little while, you know, a lot of people are playing pure cash. I don't really know if it's going to be such a big difference for them having Unicorn from 2 to 3. You know, hey, it is what it is. But, you know, hey, guys, just watch out for your extra deck, baby. Next card is going to be 3 copies of Mind Control. Mind Control is actually a really, really cool card. Basically, what this card is going to do is going to take your monster, and then, you know, hey, it is what it is, man. Your monster is my monster now. So putting it at 3, adding another card to Board Breakers, which is really cool. I'm a fan of people having the ability to go second, you know, against really, really powerful, crazy decks. So I'm cool with Mind Control going back to 3. Very, very nice card. The next card is going to be Pot of Desires. You know, some people always play it at 2. Some people are always going to play it at 3. I'm perfectly cool with the card being at 3. It's a consistency card for decks that play a lot of copies of their deck, of their certain cards. So yeah, I'm a fan. Spellbook of Judgment. I don't know too much about the strategy. I know a little bit about spellbooks, but I don't know how strong the Judgment is at 3. It didn't do anything at, I believe it was at 2 before. Quote me if I'm wrong on that. Did it go from 1 to 3? I think it might have actually went from 2 to 3, but whatever. It's at 3 now. It didn't see any play before. Probably isn't going to see any play in 2024. Next is going to be the Sprite Starter. That's going to be really good for the pure version of Sprite. I don't believe the Runic Sprite or the Melfi Sprite, I don't think they played at 3. But if anything, you know, it is what it is. I believe the pure version of Sprite, or I believe the Live Twin Sprite, those are probably going to be utilizing 3 copies. So that's cool for them. They're able to have better consistency in seeing their Sprite cards through Sprite Starter. So very, very nice. And then to wrap it up, the last card that's on the unlimited list is going to be Upstart Goblin. A lot of people are freaking out about this. I can totally understand it, because now people are saying, you know, quote unquote 37 cards now decked to 37 cards. Realistically, that might only be viable for certain decks. And I say that because Sky Striker is going to be able to utilize this card, which is cool for them. But right now, as far as I see it, most people are probably not really going to play it, because right now Droll is really, really powerful within the meta. And I assume that people would rather search their card and get Drolled than activate Upstart Goblin, get Drolled, and then, you know, it is what it is. You can't do, you know, if your deck dies to Droll, this thing will kill you. And also, it gives your opponent 1,000 life points, so which means you could potentially lose in time. But yeah, that's pretty much my overall reaction to the ban list of 2024. I'm actually really excited for the 2024 season. This ban list is really, really solid. I definitely don't believe that Konami really dropped the ball, other than not banning the calamities. And there's a couple of other cards that probably should have been banned, like maybe maybe the Eradicator. You know, that's still a problem. And now, with Labyrinth probably becoming the best deck within the format, unfortunately, we're going to be seeing that card a little bit too much. And then with the implementation of the new card that's going to be coming out in Transaction Rollback, that's really going to be super toxic. So I'm kind of not looking forward to that. But, you know, hey, it is what it is. We're just going to have to figure it out. But yeah, anyway, let me know in the comment section down below whether or not you guys kind of like this style of a video, something new to the channel. If you made it this far, drop a huge like and I don't know, put hashtag it is what it is, baby. All right, thank you guys so much for watching the video, and I'll see you soon.